well, I just want to say, as usual, welcome everybody to our next masterclass. Usually, at the end of the month, we do community VOD reviews. At least I do those right now. So I decided, what if we do it as usual? I will pick random replays and I'll go over those. And you guys can put in your replays in the chat. And if you want to watch the recording later, you can always do it in Academy. I also will try to summarize everything for you. And if you're gonna have any questions later, maybe something specific, what we've been missing, maybe something what you want to ask me, just send the question to me. Just direct message or tag me in the Academy. It's all good. Okay, I see 3 names and they are ready. That's good. That's good.
Exactly.
Let's
start with me. Easy.
Okay.
Start with me.
I will do it this way. I will use the Swallow names. I will put in your name if you did put the code in the chat here, and we should be good to start with that. Okay, we got.
Fess, one more question. Am I allowed to put more than one game, or do I only have one game to pick?
Probably one. One is enough.
Okay, got it. Okay, well, the one I picked, I need it more than the other one. So, okay, I was just checking.
That's okay, that's okay. We usually just don't simply have enough time to go over everything. I will try to focus on fundamentals, mainly. Just the previous topics, based on the master classes we went before. I think our months, since this month, we did discuss something related to mentality. I see we discussed how to play dive. We also went over some of the stuff, which is... Yeah, we actually done some of the community what reviews before too. Yeah, I will try to focus on fundamentals mostly. Positioning, decisions, maybe just some of the team compositional stuff as well, because done a little bit of masterclasses there too. But yeah. Okay, I see 4 names. You guys want to send me more? If you guys want to enter later, let me know. But I will just choose based on those names.
I have 2 games, but I honestly, Fest, if the wheel lands on me, I have 2 games, but I want you to pick, because one's quick play and the other is an actual ranked game.
That's okay.
So yeah, if my name is actually chosen, I actually want you to pick.
That's okay. There usually more people are gonna show up, so yeah, if you have time, we obviously can go over the replay twice. I mean, 2 times. If not, then yes, we can just do... we can do more people in here. All right, I will start the spin, and let's just choose the random replay based on this. What are we gonna start with? Actually, gonna start with your savior. Okay.
Let's go. Easy carry.
Okay.
No, okay. So I technically have 2 games, Fest. I have a quick play and I have a ranked game.
Give me the one you want me to go over.
God damn it, Fest! I was hoping you pick for me.
Ranked game is better. Ranked game is better usually.
Okay. Yeah. No. Let me give you the ranked game, because this one was overtime bazooka, and so here you go.
That's okay. Yeah, just take your time.
By the way, the healer, yeah, there you go. There, I did it.
Okay, perfect. Do you have any specific notes about this game? What do you feel like we should focus on? Or do you have problems with?
This is my second game coming in. My first game in rank was garbage. And I was duo with Fox, who's also in here. I decided to play healer because I wanted to practice more of my healing. Like, kind of like just... I was using Cloak and Dagger. So you can kind of skip all this, obviously. Just kind of like positioning, I think, as a healer would be kind of something I always want to work on. And I picked Cloak because we had 2 flyers at the time. And I wanted to just get both of them as much as I could, while Invis can help me as well. So it's just really like positioning where I could do better, essentially.
Sure. That's fine. Let's start and see what we can pick up on. Just any of the biggest things we can go over. Something to start with, if we talking about the strategist and just support role overall, I think you definitely need to find a way to not only support the team directly, so the healing, but you also need to find time, and this is probably should be the priority. Just how do you apply pressure as well? Who do you apply pressure on? on and when. And this way you can force enemy resources, so they will try to go on you, not on your team. And because they go on you, maybe some of the resources will be forced, and you can potentially just outplay them. It's your escape ability. Yeah, when you're pressing your shift, you're gonna be able to just maybe go up somewhere. Yeah, you kind of invincible in that form of the cloak, basically. Something we want to look for 100%. So we kind of start with default route here. It's just normal, the main route, but then potentially I see that you're targeting this. This is really good if you're able to target just whoever does the most on the enemy team. Just taking off angles, you can scare them away a little bit. I think that's fine. We are just getting rid of this. Sure, the Thor is going in right now. We're in the cloak form. Okay, I see that there's you guys being able to push those guys out. That's fine. Now pressuring the choke, and this is where it's a little bit complicated when the fight starts, because it's pretty chaotic, but you still have to decide how do you support, what do you do exactly with abilities. The big thing about the support is pretty simple. Like we said, you're not only disabling the biggest pressure on the enemy team by damaging, applying pressure, but you also need to enable your biggest pressure too. So right away, the biggest thing I see is how you use your E and how you use your the circle, the healing circle. So this abilities, all those abilities should be going towards anybody who's the most active in general. So let's say you gonna be taking a lot of damage, then sure, this sort of here is gonna be alright, but in this case you can see that your members here, just the front line, they're taking more pressure. So preferably you want to put more attention towards them so they're able to absorb the pressure and survive a little bit more. And this is your constant thinking. I want you to constantly make sure you enable the biggest pressure there, so it helps them to sustain a little bit more, and then after that they can go in aggressive. How do you choose between the E and the floating, well, it's kind of like the so we'll see.
I mean, I call it the bubble, to be honest with you, and I call
Bubble
my
is
E
fine.
the flying shield. I
Yeah.
just call it a flying shield.
Yeah, flying shield
if
right
you
there.
were, I don't know if you were asking me, but the way I use my E is when I see that my team is all lined up nice and pretty-ish, like
Yes.
nice and pretty, and I just, because the E goes through everyone, so I'm like E first and then bubble second. You know, that's what. I don't know if you were just asking.
Yeah, no, this is okay. No, I think this is good to hear your thought process on this too. I think, generally speaking, with the E, because it's going forward, just whenever there's a push happening, our team is trying to posture maybe more aggressively, like we said, they enable aggression. This kind of shield there is pretty good. Maybe you can angle it a little bit better so you can hit more people in there too, but that's fine. Where's the bubble is going to be exactly you more being able to hold space, and this is really important. For example, here I don't need to hold space as much because there's no aggression, so I probably would still prefer you to think about here just how we can enable this anyway, and it's gonna be your priority unless somebody's going aggressive, which nobody is trying to target you. To be honest with you, by looking at the enemy team, I don't think you're gonna get targeted as much. Maybe the Thor can go on you, maybe that maybe you can also just save somebody from the Bucky's hook, for example, too. But other than that, I think it's gonna be relatively safe for you and your backline. Obviously, depends on the map, depends on the map layout, but yeah, this is what I want to see right away. Okay, we're kind of pushing forward. I like that you are going towards an off angle here. Slide it to the side, that's always better. You just need to make sure you set up accordingly to the tempo of the fight. I like that you recognize, well, our team is down on the resources, maybe you guys lost some of the members, are going back, that's fine. Now pushing forward, sure, take a little bit of more space, and let's see how we place the bubble. So this is what I'm concerned about too, again. So we're placing it here. Well, it's sort of okay, maybe you can make it back by the time, but the actual fight happens, if you get back your resources, it's gonna be usually alright. If you use it in the poke phase, that's what I call it, just the time before the fight, maybe. So here you kind of get it in 5 seconds or so. Yes, it's gonna be alright. Okay, You just do a little bit more pressure there too. That's fine. That's fine. And you guys managed to get one pick there as well. This is where I probably would potentially think about how can we still, because your tempo of the fight is higher, you have advantage right now. It seems pushing. I would think about pushing this bubble a little bit more aggressively. So I'm not necessarily thinking about the space where we are currently, but I'm kind of want to think about the space which we want to hold. Yeah, because the bubble is stationary, but because you have the tempo, you most likely will expect the people to push up a little bit more. The general rule, what I recommend is when you starting to push from one space to another, you're usually going to be pushing from one corner to another corner. So let's say this is corner number 1, which you already secured, by the way. How you secured that? Well, this entire space has been this corner 1 and this blue space. This is where you've been fighting. You secured that already. So your next idea is how do we push that second corner? So potentially, I want you to try to put the bubble in between 1 or 2, or position it even at 2. Just make sure it's more forward a little bit, but definitely not at the corner here right away, in my opinion, just because you have the tempo, and like I said, yeah, we need to just make sure we enable those guys holding certain aggressive position. But yeah, other than that, I like that you adjust to the tempo of the fight, going back, going forward, that's fine. Healing resources, I would think about those a little bit more. How do you place that a little bit more? A little bit unfortunate, the bubble, unfortunately teammate died, but yeah, it's understandable. Maybe you can try to save them. You also have your ultimate in here too, which is interesting. You have it right now, and this is potentially something we can think about. How do we change the outcome of the fight too? How do you usually use your ultimate?
So the way I would use my ultimate is just obviously if my team was about to die, or another way I use my ultimate is to push. It's like make them push. And
exactly.
Obviously, I in that moment right there, right? I thought about it. I thought about it, but I don't think everybody was there with me. So that's why I held it for a moment. Because 1, Thor's in my face, and 2, I didn't want to save one person with my own. Plus, Rocket ult is right there too, and I wanted that to be gone first. Maybe not. I just wanted to be over first, and then just kind of that's why I didn't ult initially, because they ulted and then Rock ulted. I'm like, okay, they pretty much double ulted at that point.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I see it. Yeah, and this is what I would think about. Like I said, maybe start making sure you think about enabling the aggression a little bit more. Just whoever goes the most aggressive, you can think about just changing the tempo of the fight if you support them. I would say currently, if you see that you have 4 people currently, yet your invis woman is down, and your actually, let's see, yeah, they just in casting form, so we can't see. But yeah, your storm is actually using ultimate too, so it's kind of what we see currently is they using 2 ultimates, you using 1. They have 6 people up while you have 5 people up, and I usually recommend whenever you're not sure should you use your ultimate or not, usually identify the score of the fight, and I recommend just do it like, okay, what ultimates they use plus how many people they have, and this makes it visible for you, exactly knowing the score of the fight. So in this case, you see that, well, 2 ultimates on their side. They also have 6 people. You're using 1, and you're only 5 people up, so you are 6 currently. Maybe later, once you know that the score of the fight can be even, you can make it even by using an ultimate, or you can make like +1 score, then this is gonna be much easier for you. Yeah, right now I would say, yeah, it's maybe it's fine to hold a little bit more, unless you recognize that you're able to get 2 people. That's what I want to say.
And not only that, now that you're kindly displaying like the number, right? Like they used 2 ultimates. There's 6 people. That's 8.
Yes.
Storm just used hers. And we're 5. That's 6. If I were to do it, that's only 7, and that's just
not. Yeah, it's not enough. Yeah, usually. Just something
That's
to
why I
think about.
held it.
Yeah, this is good.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
And then this is when I ulted right there.
Yeah, so this in theory is okay-ish. My only concern is how many people we have available. So you have 3, 4, 5. Maybe hold on a little bit more, and that's gonna be better. I think you just need to make sure. Well, where's our storm as well? Yeah, they're right there. Your Angel is down, unfortunately. Yeah, I would just make sure that those guys can push maybe a little bit more aggressive. Probably wait for the Strange to go in a little bit more too, but this is relatively fine. This is what we're saying. Just when the pressure starts, you can sort of push in aggressively. The challenge is where do you go after? Let's see. Just once you do this, okay, this is really good. If you're able to pull that off, if you're able to live on the backline after, you just need to make sure you set up. So you don't want to go in nowhere. You want to make sure that you go towards an off angle even more. So this is good. I just want you to try to maybe go up here, or let's say you ended up here. This is also fine, and just keep up the pressure and keep diverting the attention.
Dang.
Yeah. And this,
Okay, I see it.
yeah, and this is gonna be even better because enable the aggression, and like I said at the start, you can't directly influence the enemy team by shooting them, but it's also because they waste resources on you. You can also make it easy for your team to push. That's what I want to say. All right, I know it's been pretty brief, the review here, just 2 minutes, but big takeaway is I want you to use your bubble, especially the bubble, on more aggressive people and look at the tempo of the fight, think where the fight is going to be taking place, so you can make sure that you secure that space for the bubble. You kind of think, oh, this is the corner we're going to push from towards, let's say, corner 1 to corner 2. I want to make sure that we secure corner 2, so I'll place the bubble a little bit more forward. I think where the fight is going to be. If the tempo is even, you're probably going to be placing, let's say there's a 6v6 in the choke, you're probably going to place it in the choke. But if we have +1, then probably place the bubble 1 corner forward. This is the general rule. If you have a little bit of tempo, yeah, at least +1 advantage, place it more forward. If you have a disadvantage, -1, maybe you can place it slightly more defensively. Yeah, like 1 corner away. Yeah, this is how I usually do it. So this way you can take space step by step, so you don't mess it up based on the resources with the tempo. But yeah, I think that's it. And yeah, with Ultimate, just make sure that once you finished, you're able to exactly set up at the best spot. I know it's pretty brief, but that's those biggest takeaways I see. I just want to make sure we also do.
I don't think it's brief to me, honestly. You literally said I could have should have looked at my surroundings a little bit more, but yeah.
Yeah, this is good though. I like that your attention on the angles. I like that you being mindful about who's dead, who's alive, so you pull back based on that too. This is great. This is great. You always want to make sure you stay alive too.
Hopefully, I get another chance so you can see another VOD, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's okay. Now, I'm also gonna put in Trafalgar Law. Yeah, sure. Let's do that. And if you guys want me to put in your name, let me know. I can just choose your name. I will put in here. Let's choose the random one. Yeah, and do you guys have any questions? If you do, then let me know as well.
Fox.
Okay, Fox, and this is Invisible Man. Okay, we got another support. Playing with Savior Hokan there. Let's do... Wait, do we wanna... Let me see your replay. Is it the same one? I just wonder.
No, this is a different one.
This is a different one. Okay. So a lot of the things I mentioned can transfer to the Invis Women, the fundamentals, just what you're supporting. But with Invis Women especially, I think it's just really so important how you work with angles and just how do you use your damage orb as well. But let's see. Okay, okay, this is where we at. A little bit difficult space to work with, I think, but oh well, it's actually right. Okay, let's see. How is that gonna go? Yeah, the enemy team decided to TP in here early, which is a pretty interesting play by them. That's fine. Sure. just trying to stabilize a little bit. And oh, by the way, let me read your notes too. Particularly feel that I struggle on this map, and I was not sure whether or not to position in some cases, or how to enable my duelist without being in bad position. Okay, then let's focus on your position, because we talked a lot about the resources. That is something what we can do. Okay, you guys need to stabilize at this point, that's fine. Right now, you just need to always find a way to... Yeah, you just need to find a way to take slight off angle, if possible. I will show you examples once you guys gonna posture aggressively. Yeah, so this is when it starts. You guys... Yeah, well, just need to survive there a little bit more. Okay, I just wanna see how the fight goes. Now enabling this Phoenix on the angle, this is great. Okay, damage orb in there too. Sure, dropping. Okay, and let's see how the fight is gonna go after. You guys gonna make it? Yeah, you probably should be. You should be able to just finish the Magneto. Okay, this goes relatively fine. And we are pushing more aggressively now. Okay, so something I would start with is, because if you're talking about the positioning, and I think it's important for you, and maybe Cloak and Dagger too, it's just how your shots work and just how the pressure works. I usually prefer you to try to choose slight sharper sideline, if that possible. So you try to enable the most aggressive member on your team, but at the same time you want to disable the aggressive members on the enemy team too. And you do that, for example, here. If you shoot this choke, then possibly the sharp sideline could be somewhere over here. Obviously, you guys also can get rid of the jab first, but yeah, after that, if you, for example, here, then there's a slight sharper sideline compared to if we stay here, just as an example. Or let's say I'm trying to push the enemy in this choke over here. Instead of trying to play on the right side, if they're hiding on the right, I can try to maybe lean a little bit more to the left, and then I'm able to shoot this as well. Why it's important, I think, especially as an Invis woman, when you're shooting the corners, it does more pressure because your shots can go so multiple people, right? And the sharpest sidelines exactly allowing you to farm more. If you think, oh, those guys are over there, if I shoot this sharpest sideline, because this is generally speaking where they are, they're gonna be behind the corner, it's gonna be really, really good. And your orb is gonna be this thing which you place once they start being aggressive. It's sort of similar to what I mentioned about the bubble. You think about who is aggressive and then place it, but it's just about the enemy team. If they make it through, let's say going here, how are they gonna push? They're gonna push from this corner 1 to this corner 2. So once they start approaching towards the corner 2, and you guys are trying to control this space, it seems, currently, yeah, this blue. Once they do that, you need to place the bubble. So in this case, they have no choice but to either take damage continuously and go forward, take damage from your team, or they're gonna go back and take damage by your bubble. And yeah, sure, you can hit direct as well. You kind of just maybe somebody's gonna be damaged, but the main idea, you don't have to think about damage only, just what space I'm controlling, and make sure you disable their aggression in a way, so they stuck in a favorable space, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like we mentioned about the Cloak and Dagger. You want to enable your teammates with the healing bubble, but this bubble here, because it's damage, you're just disabling the enemy's aggression. That's what I think. And you can see that your bubble, when you place it, it's just not as good currently, because, well, it does damage, but I want to make sure the commitment happens. Because now when you place it, then they can think about, oh, let's kite it, let's wait it out, and then we can push. I want it the other way around, where they're trying to push aggressively, and you mess up their rotation. Just mess up their plan a little bit. So it's gonna be easier for you guys to do pressure. Yep. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think
Yeah.
a lot of the times I feel like just on this map, it's just like a hard to figure out where to play when you're up here. It just feels like you kind of get stuck near this ledge and
Yeah.
like, this bridge,
Y-
and
this
trying
is-
to like hold this
yeah.
space feels impossible sometimes.
This is true. This is okay. And you say this here, it's not relative to exactly. You don't have to think about the map. You just think about what space you're controlling currently, because all your abilities, how you use that, is all about the context. So if you see that these guys actually start pushing aggressively, this is probably when I like you to use the orb. That's one case, most of the time. Another case, when you use your orb, if there's a higher chance for you to get a kill, I think. If you're really confident this guy dies, like there was maybe Jeff isolated on the back line for whatever reason, they you notice them, they've been pretty low. Well, let's try to kill that. That's also okay, but most of the time just thinking about the controlling space. This is okay. You guys choose to control this is fine. Later on you just need to kite, go here, and then after that you can even kite, go here. That's fine. You usually don't want to play on the objective, just play around the angles where the objective is, I think. Yeah, and sharper sideline too, because now you have to. I understand you want to also heal up your teammates too. That's fine, but also just right at the start, make sure there's more pressure to be done. Like right now, I think you have time, especially between the fights. Line your shots, maybe do the bubble after. I think that's fine. Later, you can move away. Might seem a little bit awkward, but it's okay. I think even here, you try to experiment and see what works, what not on each map. But yeah, this is just something we can think about. Maybe start here. You can rotate towards here later. That's fine. So you don't have to drop directly on the point. And see how it plays out. Yeah, this feels a little bit awkward though when we stuck in here. Ultimate is okay. Yeah, they're going aggressive. That's fine. Maybe you're right, I think. Rotation is a little bit awkward, like I mentioned. Probably I would prefer you go towards an angle anyway. Don't rotate just by going backwards. Rotate by going on your lane. And if we're talking about the lanes, you can separate any map on 3 lanes. If you guys watch my masterclass on the lane control, we usually have the main lane where the main objective goes. There's going to be first lane to the side and another lane is to the right. And if you're able to rotate, so in your case it's A, B, C, this way, it's usually better, provides more opportunities. I don't think you have to just go directly towards where the most of your team goes. You can still rotate on your lane if you're able to see them. That's gonna be alright. You kind of always think about the ways to go left or right instead of going back or forward first right away within this movement, because sharp sidelines are really important too. Just open up the angle first. Open up, and then after that you can think about what to do. Oh yeah, this here also, the pool, well, it's exactly just need to time it as well if possible. If you're able to just displace anybody, like any aggression in a way, I think this helps out a lot. But yeah, let's keep watching. Okay, this is, we've been able to kite though, which is fine, reasonable. Maybe we could have a better space to kite to possibly, but I think you guys managed to stabilize still relatively okay. That's sort of unfortunate here. This is what I mean. When you try to move, I don't want you to just go forward. I want you to try to find a way. How do I open up the angle? Like, go here, left side. Open up from here. You still support those guys, right? And you don't need to be in the close range anyway. I open up here, fine. Or I go like here, this is fine. Instead of me going forward. Like, it's what I call, some people know they would call it like plat magnet. You have the place where the stuff happens and you like going towards it. There's no reason. You always can just have your own range, your own angles based on your character's kit. It's gonna be alright. Yeah, that's alright though. It's just unreasonably getting forced to use your abilities, and yeah, it's you don't have to. Think about the enemy as well. They're like, wait, the Invis woman is over here, but then you make their life harder because you have multiple angles set up. You have people at A and then you at B. If they make B aggressive towards the B, you can push them away so A can go aggressive. Or if they go towards the A, then you can be more aggressive as well. Who knows? You just you don't have to. You don't have to stack with your team. Slight angle, kind of not too far, but it's one jump away because you have the space. If you're able to use the space and go back in your team's line of sight, you're usually gonna be fine, I think. Because you don't have as much mobility. That's how I think, at least. Okay, we are at this point stabilizing. Yeah, probably if you're able to go up, that would be better, just for the sake of uptime. And yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is better. So see, they make a commitment, they walk through, and then you decide, oh, let's just bubble this so I can disable the aggressiveness, and they have to take damage from your team, or they will... Yeah, if they go back, they will take damage from this. This is fine. Just anybody, at least anybody who's committing, just watch. Ideally, if you can trap the squishies, this is even better, but tank is good enough. Think about it like Groot Wall. If I place Groot Wall here, this is good. So the bubble here, potentially to isolate this in a way, is also fine. Yeah, so you scare the supports a little bit. Unfortunately, they... yeah, they still go in, so this is okay. This bubble still does stuff, I think. Okay. Yeah, so at this point, do you have any questions about anything? I know it's been a brief talk about the positioning, but yeah.
No, I don't think I have any questions too much at the moment. It makes sense to me. I think just a lot of the times I have just struggle identifying where those off angles might be, or even the sharp angles. So I think that should help me looking at as a sharp angle to find positions no matter the map. It makes sense. It makes sense so far to me.
Nice. Good to hear. Just look at where most of your team is. Make sure you enable the aggression and disable the enemy aggression at the same time. And choose the sharpest sideline. That's all. Just if you want defensive ability away, like your space ability away from your team on the off angle, it's gonna be fine. And bubble. Yeah, make sure you place it. The enemy goes aggressive. You can place it. Usually the chokes are really good for that too, because they can commit to the chokes, so you can hit multiple people, cut off multiple people. I think it's always nice to look at it this way. Yeah, we didn't talk about the pool, but yeah, it's kind of the same rules apply. Either just push the enemy in or out depending on their kit. Let's say they are more of a brawl character, yeah, they're going aggressive, you mess their engagement up like Wolverine jump, yeah, they go in really close, you just push them away. If this is gonna be more ranged character, push them in, pull them in, I mean, and this is how it usually works. Okay, we can do another replay, and I see that 3G22, you added your replay as well. I will put in your name. Scream codes are fine, whatever you guys prefer. I do coaching with a lot of teams as well, so if you guys also just want me to look at the scrims, that's fine. Obviously, we're gonna look at your individual play first off, but yeah. I will spin, and let's see what we got. We're gonna get the goose, actually. Alright. Okay, so Goose mentioned that their character's been Phoenix, Psy, Punisher, Ultron, rank gold 3. Okay, let's take a look. Do you have any notes about that game? Anything to say?
I think at the very beginning, I was playing Phoenix, and I was mostly trying to pressure with the tanks, in the main lane. But I couldn't really put enough pressure to get a kill or get a final hit. I think what I need to work on is more off angles with my pressure as Phoenix, and then because I was looking to trying to use a core DPS for my heroes, but then I kind of switched up based on what a cop was running. But
that's okay. That's okay. Do you want to focus on any specific character, or do we just look at whatever? Just right at the start.
Oh yeah, just look at whatever. Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Well, we can start with the Psylocke then. If we talking about, well, you try to do angles, regarding the Psylocke, because you have decent amount of mobility, I think the general rule for you with angles is you're gonna be on some sort of 90 angle, is what I call it. So for example, if my team is here, then if map allows me to, I can try to set up the perpendicular angle towards where they attack, and it's gonna be diverting the enemy attention and makes it easy for you to also get to their backline, secure the kill, try to force out their abilities. So generally speaking, you don't want to stuck with your team as much. You want to try to exactly take the angles, but there's gonna be good reason why you're on with your team. Sometimes it can be the case, why not? And here I would prefer, I'm not sure where you can be, I prefer you to try to be on the left lane. You can try to experiment with rotations, because there's a this map allows you to do quite a lot. But usually, if you have this more 90 angle option with HP pack, this is usually gonna be pretty good. So I think maybe you try to experiment with this space, try to experiment with this space here. Might seem reasonable because you have the HP pack here as well, but maybe not here. I think it becomes a little bit complicated because you exactly like stacked in. Yeah, any frontline resources they got, it's gonna be the high chance you get hit by those and you end up shooting the tank only, which is, yeah, it's pretty tough. This is what I mean. This guy just runs in, he runs through your front line, and he also hits you. It was not even intentional, maybe, but because you're to the side somewhere, I think it's gonna be alright. You know, maybe one more rule similar to Invis Woman, because you have the dash. I think if you one dash away from your team, then it's gonna be usually alright. You can even think about 2 dashes, but yeah, I think at least 1 dash away and it's gonna be alright. So if I'm here, I'm one dash away, it's relatively fine. On the right side, it's also relatively fine. You always leverage it to your advantage, not only to secure the kill, but also escape, move on the map, move on your lanes somewhere where you want to be. Yeah, this guy goes really aggressive right now. Well, but this is sort of okay. Yeah, you guys traded with 2 tanks, but who knows, maybe you can end up doing even more when you're to the side. Preferably just destructing their backline usually does even more because you pull off the enemy resources. Yeah, this is a little bit tough. Yeah, I see you trying to set up. You go towards an angle. It's just you're getting noticed here, so it's a little bit complicated right now. Probably.
Yeah, I should have backed off.
Yeah.
At this.
Exactly. It's just they have higher tempo. I think it's okay to set up, but think about the space where you're gonna fight and then set up accordingly. If we're talking about the contextual positioning, just regardless of the map, yeah. If you look at your tempo, you think about how many people are alive, how many people are dead. They have more, usually give up slight more space. And I think another thing which is useful is that any map like this, where you have to escort the objective, usually can separate it on 3 fights. So there's gonna be this first fight here, and there's gonna be another fight over here as well. Okay, this is a little bit slow. Yeah, there's gonna be another fight over here, and then there's gonna be 3rd fight over there, just for the last point. 3 fights. So now you need to set up for the 2nd fight. So your angles gonna be around somewhere, I don't know. You have to again figure this out, what works exactly for you, because you playing the character. But yeah, I don't know, maybe this here, maybe it's gonna be somewhere to this. Well, this left lane seems a little bit awkward. Yeah, probably the right lane is gonna be right. Yeah, but anyway, we cannot be here. We cannot fight with this space. I think try to check. Oh, maybe this HP pack, something can work around. Because this is not like exactly played those positions. Some YouTubers maybe they may tell you, oh, those are the best positions in Sidelock, but I personally prefer, if you know the general principle, just apply that. That's gonna be good enough. You can experiment and see how that works in the real game. Now, just the general principle.
Yeah, I just fire.
Yeah. It's a little bit tough, yeah, they're gonna catch you. You just need to make sure you go a little bit back, set up for the 2nd fight. But now you guys are only able to set up for the 3rd fight, I think, because of just how much tempo they got. And partially it's been on us too. We could be getting the better sidelines. That's where you don't have to... Oh, you're trying to swap? Yeah, that's okay. Phoenix? Who? Okay, Ultron.
I think I go Ultron, yeah.
That's okay. With Ultron, off angles important, really important. High burst character. You're the high burst. You can enable, because you support anybody taking angles too, like Thor, Moon Knight, even Jeff, honestly. Even Jeff can be okay target, I think. But make sure you set up your own angles, and it's going to be with verticality. So if my team goes here, and you want to set up for the 3rd fight, then where should you go? What are your options?
Go at the very top, probably, like the top angle. Probably high ground and then right there.
Exactly, and you will suddenly see there are people you need to enable, like this guy here, maybe trying to enable somebody. Yeah, I think this is gonna be Moon Knight, 100%. And then after that, you can decide what to do. Now we're just kind of moving from this point, getting hit by the tanks. Yeah, you just... more verticality.
Yeah.
You could be getting there first. Yeah, eventually end up there. But if you set up right away, this does much more because you constantly divert the attention of the enemy. I think this does quite a lot. Yeah, they have ultimates. If they won 2 fights in a row, you usually expected to lose third fight, I would say, because they have ultimates. You don't have anything. So there's a chance you might do something, but all disadvantages you can build up. It can be with positioning, it can be with your even abilities, but usually it's gonna be tough. Don't think that it's an unwinnable fight. Yes, still try to get an angle. Maybe you get a lucky kill, but yeah, it's gonna be complicated. So a third fight you lose, but once you have your own ultimate, which is now, when you're on 80% plus, you can try to turn around the next fight probably, and it's gonna be. Yeah, if you guys don't stagger, it's gonna be your first fight for the second. Yeah, this entire second area. Ideally, yeah, you guys, you guys should have time. Not sure. Yeah, if somebody's gonna stagger, it's gonna be tough. But yeah, we should be okay. If you go somewhere up over here, yeah. So generally speaking, the fight should take place here. Then the second fight is kind of over here, and then the third fight is gonna be for this spot right there. So you may have enough time. Yeah, you may have enough time to just deal with the first fight. And this is where, because you're the good person to take angles, I think it's fine if you challenge those two. So see, your attention, I don't think you should shoot the front line too much. If the angles on the map, try to control the space first. Make sure you get rid of this, guys. This is more important. And enable your team taking the angles to shoot this a little bit more. This does much more pressure. You push this angle away. Imagine if they're gonna all drop on the point, and then you set up your own angle. It's gonna be doing much more compared to pressing the front line. It's gonna be a good reason why you pressing the front line. Especially now, when you have ultimate, I think it's okay if you think that let's disable this even by using your ultimate, because this is what kills your team, by the way. Those two people. The Midas taking angle with the Bucky, yeah, it's just ultimate.
Yeah.
You can put up a lot of pressure. A little bit too much on the front line. We have a little bit too much attention on those guys right now. Your Hammer Frost, even they try to punish the angle right there. Just enable this. Angles first, angles first. You're the angles character as the Ultron too, to be honest. You just... Oh, by the way, Black Panther, something you can enable with the drone as well. Yeah, make sure you place the drone on those guys too. Because with your drone, you the support which, because you place the drone and the character will be out of line of sight, you're almost the one who can do that, who can support while being not line of sight. Of course, the drone, after a certain amount of time, is going to be gone, but still, keep in mind that you can at least briefly support those flank, support the angles too. So I would say, yeah, if you can see, okay, who is doing what, like going forward now, let's see. Maybe it's gonna be this person over here. Like this is what your drone should be on right now, and then you can put your own pressure from the side. I'm not sure. Well, what about this one? No, well, it's maybe, but it's a little bit difficult because it's a little bit too far. Maybe start with verticality still, and then you can put the pressure on the main. Yeah, I think that's fine. You have those kind of people to the right side on the off angle. I think that's okay. That's gonna be relatively fine. It end up placing the drone on this guys. It's good. Okay, actually marking this. Yeah, fight for the map control first, exactly. Yeah, we're gonna keep fighting. And possibly if you can mark their DPS, their supports, I think usually high value, because you are gonna be doing more burst. In general, this is gonna be harder to out-heal to, and because you scare them away, then for the tank it's gonna be harder to push in and take space. Keep that in mind. It's just something you wanna do. Like even now, thinking, well, what I am gonna target instead of this thing, unless they go really aggressive, I think. Okay. Do you have any questions? I'm mentioning quite a lot right now, but yeah. Is there anything?
So focus on like sharp angles and verticality with Ultron, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then in terms of like certain off angles, like if I'm getting pressured, then I would, obviously just use my shift to get back to like
This is good.
like to like a safe space within the same lane that I'm in the off angle, correct?
Yes, if you can move in your lane, do that. If you're not able to, then obviously you can go back to your team, but preferably try to survive on your lane, on your angle as much as possible, because this pulls the resources towards you more, and this benefits your team. If they try to chase you, using cover really well, and you manage your resources really well, I think it's gonna be really nice for your team, for the space control too. And drone place it more on the flankers right away. See, try to anticipate who is going to be pretty mobile, go on the back line, drone there, and after that you can decide, obviously. Maybe somebody really low, sure, place the drone on them, but for the
Right.
most part, I think, like, for example, here, your drone, possibly, if it's on Thor, which it is, this is really good. Yeah, or Black Panther, this is really good too. Just keep that there. If you maybe ever played Overwatch, it's kind of similar to Zenyatta's Orb. You place it on the off angles, place it on the flanks, just anybody who is taking those two. But yeah, do you have
I have
any...
another question. Yeah, I have another question. In terms of marking, you said marking. Does that mean like targeting a specific character, like a squishy, to
Mhm.
get off some to get the space, like control the space within my area? Correct.
I would say marking. I would say marking not by. Don't try to target specific character. Maybe you can still expect certain character to be on the angle, but it's rather mark angles more. That's what I want to say. Yeah, make sure
Oh,
there's
okay.
constant pressure on the angles, and depending on who is there, you put pressure on them, and they're generally speaking some of the anticipations you can do who can be there. Usually, if you see their Ultron, you see Mantis, they have burst potential, Bucky, you expect them to take angles. It doesn't mean that you chase them all the time, but if they do, then you're probably going to be paying attention to them extra compared to that
So
thing. Mm-hmm.
contesting the angle that they're taking.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
way you can get
ideally.
them off. Okay.
Ideally, yeah. All Fangos deal with those, push them away. I think you, the character which is capable of doing so, and enable your own as well. This is pretty important, especially with verticality too. There are more supports which are can be in the front line a little bit more, like this Cloak and Dagger maybe, but even with Cloak and Dagger, there's still capability to take angles. Just keep in mind you can go for even sharper sidelines. We can. By the way, there's been even masterclass. Watched some of the best supports there. They've been playing Ultron, and they've been taking angles a lot. If you're interested, you can watch It's an Academy, Cyper. We've done what review on their Ultron. They've been exactly doing that. They're really good with angles and pushing on the lane. They're actually not just going towards the main too. If you're interested, there's 1 hour video, I think. And this is pretty good too. You can just look at them. Okay, I think we get to start with another replay. Unless any of you guys, anyone else, and you Goose, if you have any questions, I can go with those. Oh, we good?
Yeah. Thank you for the VOD review.
Yeah, no problem. I know it's very brief, but yeah, I try to put as much info as possible. I usually, in my sessions, I usually do a lot of questions, but this is me talking only, so yeah, this is a little bit of different format. I usually trying to make sure I do more questioning. It's just unfortunate we don't have enough time to maybe fully do that, but it's fine. Okay, we got Trip. I actually wanted to get that replay a little bit more too because of this is the scrim code. I think there've been all the previous games been not scrims, so this one.
Wait, hold on. I can send the scrim code. That's a comp code.
Yeah, no problem. If you want to do scrim code, we can do that. If not, then just whatever you prefer.
Here.
Whatever you prefer.
Let me grab it. Let's right here. 10, 6, 56. Right. There you go.
Okay.
Should be it.
Yeah, perfect. Do you have any notes? What do you want me to focus on? What's been difficult? What you done well?
I was struggling with like positioning in this. Felt like I was inting a lot.
So, inting why? What do you think is wrong about your positioning?
I felt like I was overextending, and I was trying not to. Like I commit with my diamond form a bit too much.
Interesting. So you playing tank as well, and Okay, I think this concept, if you know what space you get a tank for, and then you use your resources there, I think this is gonna help out a lot. And it's not just you waiting for the enemy pressure, it's you forcing the enemy pressure, and once they make a commitment, they actually use your resources, whatever you got, all the tank resources, and absorb the stuff from the enemy team there too. So we can look through the lens of that. For example, here, let's see, like right now, you just need to identify what is that space, what is that line the enemy gonna cross before you use anything, any of the abilities. Right now, what do you think? What is the line actually they need to cross?
I'd say halfway between where I'm at and the building in front of the point.
Yeah, probably. It just can be, honestly, this choke right there is really good enough. Yeah, it's because most of your team set up the pressure there. You have the turret, by the way, there too. So if they able, once they crossed something here, this is where most of your resources should be invested. And it doesn't mean that we cannot pick like this. You can make sure that most of your HP is traded once the line is crossed, and this is where your diamond form will be useful. And because you being in the front line like this, then the attention goes to you first, usually. Yeah, this is the point of the tank. The first attention should always go to you. Yeah, so absorb pressure.
Yeah.
So now let's see how it goes. Okay, you're trying to do damage. That's fine. Damage. Yeah, getting grabbed. That's fine. And this is where I even think about this. Like I think this is okay. It's just once they start doing this, I think just instantly find a way to punish and read just what kind of cooldowns we're trying to disable too. Like for example, this Wolverine jump can be good enough for you to think about and keep this guy stuck. Like if I use the diamond form here, right, you can stop the engagement, you can just make sure they kind of stuck in this area. I think this is good enough. It's just not only reacting, it's looking at the composition and exactly anticipating, well, what are the cooldowns you need to think about. Wolverine jump can be really good, I think. Yeah, and you end up using your diamond form. It just, you usually trying to do that as soon as they are making a commitment. I think this makes it even better, so you may punish them more. Like, you sort of punish the Doctor Strange position here, by the way, which is okay. Yeah, Wolverine, I think, would be really good to punish too. Let's see how that's gonna go after as well. Yeah, do pressure the choke. You have slight more tempo, so maybe you guys can even push up. Yeah. And this is, let me see. So what we done was, yeah. So no, that's fine. We are just on the choke. I like that you're using corner. You constantly hugging this left side. I think this is really good. Yeah, your Venom makes a really hard commitment there. So if your space changes like this, then you gotta decide. Yeah, like if my space is here, then I definitely can think, well, if I'm trying to force something in here, then walk forward. And once the commitment happens towards you, because your team is fighting, then you can use your diamond form. I think it's gonna be alright. Yeah, so this is okay, I think. You walk forward, there's a chance for you to get a kill, whatnot. That's alright. I've been not seeing you use the shield as much, if I'm not mistaken. Did you use it? Yeah, there was not as much, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you kind of done pressure.
I forget to use my shield a lot. It's
because
I don't know why. But...
yeah, this is what I would think about. Yeah, this is one of the cooldowns which enables you and your pressure in the zone, like once they cross this line. So if you angle the shield this way, which is not exposed to, let's say, this damage here, which is not as relevant, but maybe angle, like, let's say here, perpendicular to that wall. If they made a commitment and they have to shoot the shield in order to shoot you, this is really nice. Yeah, it's just once they made a commitment, it's exactly similar to what we talked about, the Invis Woman bubble, or there was also on the Cloak and Dagger bubbles as well. It's just once they make a commitment, you kind of make it really difficult for them to exist in the space. So if you can angle it this way and answer, so the shield is pretty, it's not as expensive compared to diamond form. So I would say, like, your pressure before, well, that is good. Diamond form is fine, relatively fine, but also find a way to resustain a little bit with your shield too. Yeah, now you just gotta remove the shield, I think. Yeah, you need to make sure that you prepare for the next fight. And yeah, it seems your Venom is going a little bit too aggressive. So you gotta be careful. Yeah, and this is exactly right now what you gotta be thinking.
I keep struggling to react to the cloak veil. Like I know I can block it with a shield.
Mhm.
I've been trying to like block it.
I mean,
Like, is that something I should be trying to do, or?
I mean, you can. As a tank, any sort of stuff you can disable, it's okay. Just, this is also partially on, like, what do we need to push in the first place? I think, well, it's okay, because if Venom dives in, your team has sidelines, I guess, it's fine. Yeah, just be ready, like, try to not necessarily react, but read the abilities, what you're trying to tank right now. Like we said, they have the Wolverine jump, maybe that is something we can tank, maybe there's gonna be that Cloak and Dagger is gonna do something, maybe they have certain ultimate as well, something you can disable. Try to anticipate, think about what you're gonna do going forward, and prepare. I think this is how. You don't just react, yeah? You don't just see and block, right? You just need to make sure that it's more intentional. Like, you go and tank there, so what do I tank? This X, Y, Z ability is something. So it makes it easy. The guy's doing relatively fine, it seems. Okay, Hulk comes in, sure. We are trying to
I was trying to like stop them from getting any value.
Yeah. I think it's alright. It's going okay for you guys so far. You guys been able to resustain here relatively okay. And the choke, okay, they're going in, pushing in. You guys need to kite at this point. Okay, if we use now Luna Snow too, that's okay. We can try to push up a little bit more. Yeah, you guys are, I think, doing pretty good job in that choke there. I would still think if you guys played on a scrim, then think about the options, like how can we maybe use the map a little bit more so although you're not stacked on the same lane potentially, but I think it's relatively okay. Yeah, this is
this map's first point's a little weird because there's only two lanes. There's the one we're standing at main, and then over behind where I'm at, there's a little like corridor you can go down.
Yeah. No, this is relatively fine. If you guys are able to fight for the choke comfortably, this is where you want to keep the enemy. Use a brawl tank. You just want to keep the enemy busy in the choke. Once they commit to the choke, you're kind of answering the aggression with whatever the abilities you got. Yeah. So damage. Yeah, this is a little bit too early. So this is what, yeah. I kind of see, okay, they going in, they use their something, but they're not getting as much value, so don't commit right now. They didn't cross the line either. They're trying to cross it, yeah, and then afterwards they're making this jump, it seems. But yeah, it's just, let me see, did I try to catch you, actually?
No, they were going for the Venom.
Yeah, they tried to go for the Venom.
I was gonna try to like snatch him from the Venom, but he jumped out.
Yeah. Against the good players too, there is something to be thinking about as well. It's just they will try to bait your cooldowns too, especially as a tank. You need to make sure there's a fully big opportunity for you to punish something, so you not end up in this situation where you use that and then you think, oh, I'm trying to get value out of my ability, so you push past the line and trying to tank in a space where it's less relevant. You see, like, it walked here, but it's pretty complicated to get value in that space. But if you punish anybody who crosses the line, like even this, I don't know, more attention to Black Panther, possibly. I think this does more. You need to tank for the space where this is relevant. Like, they cross the line, yeah, this is fine. You don't have to kill or something always. It's just rather where my team does pressure, I want to make sure I tank for them. This helps a lot. So yeah, once you go back, this this makes sense totally. Okay, put in extra pressure here. Shield, fine. Remove that. That's fine.
Then he just hits a fat ult.
Yeah. It's pretty unfortunate for us. Okay, trying to make it back. Well, this is gonna be difficult for you guys to resustain, so we probably need to fight for this another space. see what is that line they will be crossing. It's just the same as on any map. I don't know, just choose any sort of choke. Usually it's gonna be alright. Just see like the card. To be honest with you, I didn't play this map as much, but yeah, it's just like you can always find the places what you can fight for, any of the chokes, and look at the context where your team is exactly set up, and then you can place your abilities there. Okay, they're trying to TP, sure. Well, the cards making their way through in the main. Yeah, it just feels kind of wandering around. I try to commit towards some sort of choke, probably. It's just right now we open to a little bit too much pressure. So they made this TP. I'm not sure. Well, maybe they're trying to. Oh yeah, this is more of a fake one. I see. Okay, so they're trying to maybe fake it a little bit. Yeah, but they engage. And also, where they placed it? They placed it at the ledge, or yeah, they placed it somewhere. Yeah. This is what I saw. they just trying to make you. If you walk backwards, and then this is gonna be you guys falling out the map. Yeah. So if you see that, they just right away probably commit to this choke if you play around it, and then once they push through, once they make a commitment to that line, you're gonna be answering their pressure. So you're not open to too many threats. And now it's wandering a little bit on the open. Yeah, it's okay for you to keep the front line pressure. Like, you tank, you brawl tank, it's fine. You have the line of sight of your team. If they push past the corner, like here or here, it doesn't matter. I think this feels slightly better, probably. This left wall is not as consistent, I think. There's just two directions they can attack you from. But yeah, choose any wall. They probably will target you. You use a diamond form. So you're also making it easier for your team to live. Because now they target you, and they're also able to target your backline now, which you guys are stuck at the same space, so it's a little bit uncomfortable at this point. Yeah, this is my feedback so far. Think about the space, make sure they are crossing the line, and you're not exactly waiting, but try to anticipate, like, think about the cooldowns you're gonna bait, or the ultimates you're gonna bait exactly, and make it easier for your team to survive. But so far, there's a lot of good stuff, too. I really like how you use cover. We've been adjusting the tempo of the fight relatively well, too, mechanically. Yeah, well, don't forget about your shield, though. Yeah, make sure it's also the resource which you can sustain in the space a little bit more, but yeah, I think there's a lot of good things you can keep pushing, doing more, and it's gonna be all right. Okay, yeah. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
You answered most of what I was wondering.
All right. Good to hear that. Glad to hear that. Then, oh yeah. Oh, I see that Loki Rich you sent the replay. I just unfortunately we out of time almost just because of the. I have another session really soon, but I will be doing another community class, the VOD class later. It's gonna be during the starting months probably, and then at the end, I think. We'll see. I will try to maybe do 2 VOD reviews during the months if we have enough time. But if you have any questions, you can send me those. I think I'm not able to go over the other replay. Loki Rich,
Okay.
you also mentioned that I'm still learning, want to get out of Gold 1, higher speak, how to improve a carry. Yeah, I will do another VOD review later on. We'll choose a replay. That's okay if you gonna be there. But yeah, maybe do you have any questions? What do you want to ask? Maybe anything specific, because we're not able to go over the replay so far.
Okay. I don't know. I guess how do you handle situations where you're on a team and they're constantly doing switches with characters and roles
The constant
when you're in
switch.
comp?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
why do you feel like you? So how it affects you? Like, why is the problem when they switch?
Well, I remember seeing a video on the Academy, the Gosu Academy, and I remember a video it mentioned how we needed to have like balanced team, like balanced composition.
Okay.
So that's what I was going off of.
Yeah, so you think the problem is when your team, they don't have the best composition that affects you. Yeah, this is what you're trying to say.
That's what I'm actually mostly worried about in terms of, I guess, how I need to perform.
Okay, makes sense. So the thing is, just in any competitive game, and to be honest, in any hero shooters, it's from perspective of the player. Like I've been in top 10 in Overwatch this game, also been at the high rank as well at the coaching for multiple years currently. Most of the students, the thing is with the composition is that is important, but it's less important compared to what you can do with your performance. So if you know that you 100% solved the performance, that's where most likely you will end up at the highest rank anyway. And the thing is, once you, even if you don't have the optimal composition, like we play X, Com versus Y, yeah, this is not optimal. Again, the question is, why do you think it's not optimal? Yeah, maybe it's still okay. Maybe it's not, but that is alright too. But the thing is, you cannot control your teammates if it's normal competitive games. I usually say that try to think about how do you adapt because of the matchup you have. It's not that you a disadvantage as well, because a lot of people they have those thoughts that X composition counters Y composition. I've seen some videos there. It's been the same as Overwatch. It's the same in this game currently. People make those videos where something counters this or that. But honestly, how you counter anybody is first off with performance, and you also adapting the play style. So for example, we still can play dive into the brawl or dive into poke or dive versus dive. It doesn't matter. You just need to know how. It's always been about that. That's why there are a lot of one-trick teams too, where they play just one character and they're able to get a lot of value, even at a tier 2, tier 1 sometimes. Yeah, it's just shows that the performance is so important regardless of the if the composition is not optimal. The comfort pick is usually gets you high value compared to the meta character anyway for the long run. Obviously we're trying to sneak in additional percentages of value. That's why pro players they play meta, but it's not because this character or just makes it so much easier for them to carry the game. Like if our performance is 99% of the value, yeah, then it doesn't mean that the meta character is gonna be doing more. If you're suddenly playing the character which you'd not even played, but you play meta, but your performance is lower, then you're gonna lose most likely compared to if you play non-meta character like worst D tier character or F tier, and it's still gonna do more because of the performance. Obviously, pro players they try to add extra value, like 1% value is comms, 1% value is making sure that they play the best character too. But it's because they solved the fundamentals first off. Just once you're the highest rank, I think it becomes more relevant. Just you adapting. But even with adapting pool, it shouldn't be you playing 10 characters. Yeah, it should be rather around 2-3, so you're able to learn all the micros, and you can be dynamic with your pool. You can always make sure that there's one character which you have for each category, kind of. Usually with composition, we have the brawl compositions, we have poke compositions, we have dive compositions. So if you're able to be suitable in each category, it's usually going to be alright for most of the maps, for most of the situations. And you can adapt the character based on how comfortable you are, what you want to add to your pool. So maybe one season Venom is really good and you decide to add it as your dive character. Okay, play Venom. Maybe the next season you don't want to play Venom anymore. Like in 2 seasons you don't want to play Venom anymore. You want to play something like, I don't know, just something like Hog is also dive. Okay, then go for it too. It's okay, but make sure it's dynamic. It's not just you playing 10 characters all the time, but 2-3 depending on the how comfortable you are, what you goes, what is the season you're playing in. At this level, Diamond 2, most of the time, you want to focus on fundamentals still. I would say around GM Celestial, that's where you worry about the comps even more. Diamond, composition still important, but less compared to, well, it's much less important compared to the performance. Let's put it this way. There's also going to be a degree of like, the higher you go, the more comps are important, the more team compositions are important. So yeah, I would still focus on the play, exactly what it can do there.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate the information.
Yeah, no problem. DMO, I think I'm not able to because I just have to take a brief break, 10 minutes. I have another session in like Yeah, it's gonna be in 12 minutes or so. So I think it's gonna be.
Okay.
I'm not
No
able
problem.
to. Yeah, that's all good, guys. You can ask me questions later. We can do another class maybe in the few weeks. Maybe when just starting with the next month, I will do another one. You can send me your codes. It's gonna be alright, and we'll do more. I'll try to sneak in as much info as possible. Yeah. Do you have any final questions? Anyone else? You guys have any questions? If no
Hopefully so.
questions, then we. Oh yeah.
No, I don't believe so. No.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.